following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Oh, look who we have.
It's a beautiful day. Get our man, Jim from Minneapolis. We're going to take it by storm.
Taking it by storm, baby.
I love that. That's a great saying, man. Hey, what's happening, brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Yourself?
Oh, man. It's been the most incredible couple of days since when I called in on Friday, Litecoin busted out of that consolidation on the 2-hour chart.
Okay.
And it just never looked back. It did a 100-point ABC up, and now it's very extended the way I look at it. But holy, I mean, it went up to $420 last night.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. To master love, you have to practice love. The art of relationship is a whole mastery, and the only way to reach mastery is with practice. To master a relationship is therefore about action, not about attaining knowledge. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 8, NASDAQ up 2, S&P's flat, gold contract up $5.50, trading at $12.2960 an ounce. Silver up 11 cents, $15.51. Copper up 5.5 pennies at $2.74 a pound. Light sweet crude up $1, $70.46 a barrel. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year note down 10 ticks. 119.31, 30-year bond off a full point plus 4 ticks, 144.05. Let's start right there. Let's go over to the 10-year first and take a look at the 10-year. So, 10-year note up here, folks, has been trying to get into the highs that were established out here on the 30th of May. Right now, you're going downtown. We are doing 1.2 million. Now, it's going to get intriguing. That is an expansion of volume. That being said, yesterday we went topside with 1.75. 30-year. We go take a look at the 30-year, what you have happening in the 30-year right now. Same type of setup. 30-year has gone from a price point of 145.16 to 144.04. You're trading at 144.05 right now. We are pulling back, and you're pulling back with 279,000 contracts. Now, in both cases, you get an expansion of volume. And what it looks like here, which is pretty wild, is that, let's go over to King Dollar. So inside King Dollar, you get Trump hammering the Fed, hammering the dollar. He wants a lower dollar. He wants interest rates to stay low. Bottom line, sold off the dollar. They sold it off in spades. Sold it off with volume. And now what it looks like is that we're going to have a fight between the U.S. dollar and the bond market. You know, because what had been happening, dollar had been going up, bonds had been going up, even with the fact that the interest rate structure, short-term interest rate structure at the Fed was saying they're going to go up on rates. Market saying how they were buying the 10 and the 30, saying you can go up on short-term rates all you want. We're buying it, and as far as we're concerned, rates are going to go down. The 10-year and the 30-year, this is. Bottom line, it looks like these structures are going to be fighting it out, meaning the note market, the bond market, and the U.S. dollar. Right now, the short-term, the Fed Fund futures rate, next probability is 89% that the Fed is still going to go up on the 26th. What I do expect we're going to see out here, let's go over to the yen. What I do expect we're going to see over here before Sunday night at 6 o'clock, that's when our futures open, is that we're going to see more volatility inside these currency markets. We're going to get more tweets, and you know, the currencies in general are basically paying attention to it. When you take a look at the actual legal structure, there's not much Trump can do to the Federal Reserve except basically hammer him on tweets, hammer him in general. What can happen is that he can order the Treasury to do anything and everything that he wants to do. And guess what, folks? The Treasury can basically get that dollar weaker. That's what it comes down to. And it wouldn't be too hard to do. The Japanese yen right now is trading at 111.58. If we get back inside 111.40, you'll see this down at 108.11. If we get that down to 108.11, you're going to continue to see expansion inside the metals market, inside the commodity complex in general, because this is one of the first days that we've actually had most of the commodities up. You have wheat up 2.2%, copper's up 2%, coffee's up 1.7%, well, excluding oil. Oil has been up, period. Oil's up an additional 1.4%. You get sugar up, you get cocoa up, you get corn up, you get, you know, gold, silver, orange juice, soybeans, all of the above. Silver. Let's go take a look at the silver market. Silver market also needs a lot of help. What we have out here with silver, silver right now is trading at a price point. Oh, she is. Where are you, silver? There we are. So silver's up 0.7%. You're up 11 cents. And silver also is going to need some help. Silver, you know, when we take a look at from the June 14th, silver is at $7.40. We hit a low yesterday of 15.18. Bottom line, we'll see what kind of juice we can get. The GDX inside the gold equities. GDX out here, bottom line, really trading flat. It's up 9 pennies, but that would basically flat. That's on the daily. On the weekly, you do have a rejection of lower price, and you will have lighter volume. Bottom line is that you're coming into some heavy days. You're coming into heavy weeks, rather. You're coming into 326 million the week of February 9th. You're coming into the 256 million the week of the 23rd of March, and this we're at 160. So 160 versus 250 versus 326. XAU, HUI, same type of setup in the XAU, the HUI. XAU right now is trading at $79.19. And that baby also is basically staying in the range that it has been in since the March 23rd. Gold Bugs Index, same type of setup inside Gold Bugs Index. Gold Bugs Index right now is up 50 cents. You're at 171.30, and that has come into a couple different swing lows. We're going to have dramatically lighter volume. Now the kick is going to be, are you going to get some expansion of price with volume next week as we come back into this market? Let's go take a look at some of the higher volume equities out here inside the S&P. This is what you have. You have GE. GE's getting hammered. That's down 59 cents. They come out with numbers this morning, $13.14. We have, let's see, Comcast is down 50 cents. You get Apple off 63. Facebook is up $1.70. You have Netflix down 261. We go over, let's first take a look at Facebook. Facebook, just nothing phases Facebook. Bottom line, Facebook is at all-time high today, hit $211. They will be coming out with numbers next week on the 25th. Google, we go take a look at Google. Google's going to be coming out with numbers on the 26th, I believe. Yeah, no, the 23rd. Google's trading at 11.86, big numbers. 877-927-6648. We have the Dow Industrials right now, flat. NASDAQ also flat. S&P's off $1.50. We'll come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 13. Nasdaq's off 3. S&Ps are also off 3. Let's go over and take a look at GE. So GE came out with numbers, folks. Bottom line, you know, the numbers weren't bad. What is inside those numbers and what is not inside those numbers is a different ballgame. One of the biggest things that the market is probably looking at is that they were looking for about $7 billion in free cash flow. They got $6 billion. And what the market has been worrying about for quite some time is that what are the write-offs does GE have coming down the pike? And what I expect that the market is looking at right now is this, is that when you have huge write-offs and you know that they're on the books, and what ends up happening with accounting firms in general, particularly large public accounting firms, you know, you can get away with quite a bit because the amount of money that they're getting paid in order to audit the books is pretty incredible. So what it looks like with GE is that, let's picture that you were supposed to have a free cash flow of $7 billion. It's like, what happened to the other $1 billion? Well, more than likely, little by little, they're going to try to push this down, and they hope they can stay alive quarter by quarter before they come hit with another big write-off. That being said, what you do have with GE, this thing is coming down with big volume. We've done 152 million shares. You're at 1310. This lowest swing point, if I even get the biggest lowest swing point, has 105 million shares. That's going to be a problem. This GE, once again, is going to go right after its lows. And that, if in fact that's what we have, they're right next to it right now, then what that does, once again, it opens up the high volume swing low that establishes out here from March of 2009. The top of that is 1135. The low of that is 570. Big problem. On the opposite side, Microsoft. Microsoft comes out with numbers, big numbers. We take a look at Microsoft. What you had, Microsoft did over $100 billion in sales. They did $110 billion for the year. Microsoft's an ABC structure on the way up. Took out a B point, took it out with volume. You get a price projection of 111. Right now, you're at 106. Numbers on Microsoft were pretty impressive. Their cloud is growing at the 53%. Their margins are 58%. So you're talking about monster numbers inside Microsoft. And, you know, it's pretty amazing when you can take a company like Microsoft and grow it with that type of number. You know, Microsoft last year did $96 billion. This year, $110 billion. This is the end of their fiscal year, by the way. Next year, they're looking to do $122 billion. So big numbers right across all the markets. And if you just want to see the correlation, you know, you get IBM. IBM came out with numbers yesterday. That's down 292. It's trading 146. The amazing thing inside those IBM numbers is that, you know, AI, bottom line, big deal, right? We hear about it all the time. They had Watson. They were one of the first ones out there with AI. Bottom line, Watson is contracting by 1%, contracting. Their cloud service is only growing by 18%. So you're talking about a whole differential. The numbers that IBM came out with, they did beat on the numbers, but guess what? The beat on the numbers had to do with their mainframes that they had basically, there's a replacement cycle going on for these large financial institutions and folks that need heavy mathematical calculations being done. And guess what? That's still a legacy business. That is not the business that the investors want to see that their numbers go up on. Why? Because no one is buying mainframes these days, folks. Now, the folks that do have mainframes, there's no doubt, you know, you have to upgrade them. Bottom line, swap out is going to take a longer period of time. What the market is looking for, the market is looking for the IBM sales teams to turn around and swap those mainframes out into cloud computing, and that's what IBM is looking for, and they really didn't pull that off. We go take a look at this Walmart. We pull up Walmart. Walmart's still in trouble here. Walmart is down from $109. You're at $87.96. When you take a look at this, this baby looks like it's still building cars to get into the $79 area, which is going to be pretty wild watching this thing shake out. Because what we do have, and we'll see what those numbers are on Amazon. Amazon is also coming out this week on the 26th. Amazon, of course, hit all-time highs this week. We hit $1,858. Right now, you're $1,811. Apple. We go back to Apple for a second. Apple is going to be coming out with their numbers the following week. Apple's trading $190. And what will be interesting here is that SWKS, Skyworks, one of their suppliers, bottom line, the numbers didn't look that bad last night, but guess what? They slammed Skyworks. It hit the high today of 103. It closed yesterday at 100. Bottom line, after hours when it came out with numbers last night, it was also trading up about $3 to $4. This is barreling down with volume. We put this back on a much larger basis, and what you're going to see is that Skyworks is trading where it was trading in February of 2017. Skyworks is right at where it broke topside from in the last low. The last low that was established out here was in May, the week of May 4th. That's when Skyworks went from 86 to 96. You know, and we'll see whether 96 can hold it up. You know, at this level, you had 17 million shares on a weekly, and we're coming into that with 13. So Skyworks will have a chance to hold up at that level. Folks, I'm sure, are looking at Skyworks as to the correlation. Where is Apple going to come out with? And I think that's going to be pretty tough, because what Apple has done is that they basically are making a lot of their own parts. So, you know, we'll see where that shakes out. Honeywell come out with numbers. Honeywell is up $5 today. Honeywell has some juice behind it. It's at the top end of its consolidation. This equity here, we take a look at this. This came down off its highs that were generated out here in January of this year. 165 was the high. Got down to the price point of 139, and now what you are doing, you're making your way back into the higher end of this consolidation, and you do actually have some juice underneath this. So if we take a look at what Honeywell just had to say out here, they took $2.2 billion back in cash from overseas. They're saying they see minor impact in 2018 from the trade tariffs. Their earnings, the estimate had been for third quarter, the estimate was $1.96. Now they are seeing that it's going to be, the range is $1.95 to $2, so they're up in that range. Bottom line is that they're also up in their yearly forecast. So bottom line, that's why you see some action inside of that. We take a look at some of the Dow stocks out here. We have Johnson & Johnson down 19. You got ExxonMobil off 73. Let's go to the oil stocks. These things have been weak. It's pretty amazing. $75 oil, $70 oil. They couldn't get out of their own way. Exxon today down 72 cents. Not the end of the world on the daily. On the weekly, though, it's problematic because we were just coming into a vicious downdraft from February. That's where we went from 83 to 73. We did 142 million shares. We tested that with 44. This is a problem. Big problem. Chevron, we go take a look at Chevron. Chevron looks like it's going to set up the same way. Chevron trading up 54 cents, 122.22. Yeah, Chevron's still a better looking chart, but it ran into the same problem. We're going up with 23 million, running into 45 million. Stay right there, folks. Come back with our man, Mr. Dave White. We're going to be talking technology. Dow Industrials down 18, NASDAQ off 7, S&P's up 3.5.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 11, Nasdaq's up 5, S&P's down 3. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Dave White, as we do each and every Friday at 30 past the hour. Don't forget, folks, Dave's got a great program every trading day right here at TFNN, 3 to 4 Eastern, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. Also has 2 great newsletters. He has the Path of Least Resistance, and he has the Tech Insider. You can take a look at both of those by coming over to our website at TFNN. You go into newsletters. They both come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Dave White, what's going on?
Well, it's not a good day for Apple. Not the stock price, but the company itself. It's been rare that you find Apple releasing a product that isn't ready for prime time, but they released their MacBook Pro this week. It's a 15-inch MacBook Pro. They really haven't updated these in a long time. They were taking a lot of heat for not doing that. So they released this, and you can get up into the $6,000 range for buying a MacBook Pro.
Yeah, they're expensive, man.
And the problem is that basically the same hardware and even better hardware, let me put it that way, from Microsoft, their Surface book sells for about half of what the MacBook Pro sells for. I would say that anybody talking about the two would say that the Surface Pro has better hardware overall. And even things like memory, they're charging 4 times the market rate for.
And your slide is saying that there's poor performance because heat is causing the system to throttle CPU speed?
Yes. If you had one that you bought 3 years ago, it's faster than the one you bought yesterday.
Wow.
And the problem is what they decided to do, this is me guessing, but they decided to go to the latest version of the CPU.
Okay.
And didn't fix the heat sink on it and shipped it. I don't know how they could have done it without testing it, but it takes all of a couple of minutes for it to thermal throttle back down. And a lot of people have been on, there's web channels on YouTube that dissect every one of these things. They've gone back and found it. One of the big tests is crunching a video to upload to YouTube. And the new one takes 40 minutes, and the one 3 years old takes 35. Okay. So a lot of people are going, well, you guys didn't do your homework here. I know it's only probably, about 7% or maybe 5% of all the profits for Apple. But it seems to me like it is the same kind of thing where I've always thought that Microsoft for the years that Ballmer was running it, they make a lot of decisions based on numbers instead on probably the long-term good. And I kind of feel that we've got a CEO in Apple that's doing the same thing, which is someone said you better ship it, and they shipped it anyway, and you better get it out now. And it just got that kind of feel like ship it now, we'll fix it later. But this isn't one that's easy to fix. This is a problem that could continue on for a long time. And when you're talking about buying something that's $6,000,
oh yeah,
this makes me think it smacks of desperation. And maybe somebody that just didn't bother to test it. If they did test it, I don't know why someone would have shipped it anyway. But yeah, they're going to have to come up with some kind of solution for this. It doesn't make a lot of sense to buy Intel's flagship processor in the i9 series and get performance that's less than 3-year-old technology from Mac folks themselves. But yeah. I don't know. It's not. I'm wondering if they're just kind of giving up on the whole idea of being in the computer business.
Well, yeah. That's 10% of their gross. They do $26 billion, and they do $262 billion a year. So.
Yeah, it's just. It seems to me like it's kind of a half-hearted attempt. I guess they kind of like having people running around with MacBook Pros, but spending all the money to develop all the stuff, maybe they cut the budgets on it. Who knows what's going on internally? But I don't think that you would have found somebody in Steve Jobs. Let me put it this way: heads would roll all the way up to Steve Jobs if this happened. Sure. He would have personally taken it out and tested it himself for a while before they gave the...
Yeah, well, it's interesting, too. I'm looking at the iPad. So the iPad's contracting by 14%. The iPad now is $19 billion.
Yeah, there's a lot of people just have figured out that they might as well just have one device, and that's going to be the phone.
I can see why. The phone's 144.
Yeah. So,
wow.
I don't, does that change in the near future? Does that impact the next earnings on Apple? Don't know, but we already know that they've contracted the amount of parts that they're ordering through the end of the year for the existing iPhones, which makes everybody suspect they're going to ship yet another new iPhone in the first quarter of next year, or even sooner. Kind of hard to tell right at the moment. But it is, I don't know. It just seems to me in the technology space of anybody making hardware, and if you listen to Apple people, they'll say, we don't make hardware. We make user experiences.
Sure.
Well, it's still hardware. That would be, I'm not an Apple person. That's probably why, because I would go, okay, let's tear this engine apart. How many cc's is it? Does it have 4-barrel carburetor or 2? They really like to sell to people who don't ask a lot of questions, just want it to work, and that's it. Which, if you're willing to pay for that.
They definitely have ease of use, right?
Right.
I mean,
that's
a big deal. Yeah.
The question is whether or not it's worth double to pay a MacBook Pro, and I'm thinking this is especially on the memory side. They've made it so they're basically soldering the memory in, so it's not easy just to upgrade it yourself.
Right.
So they're doing everything they can to make sure they get every dime they can, and I guess that works for the people that buy it. For me, it would be problematic, but if there's anybody out here that looks like they'll have problems between now and the end of the year in this kind of hardware, it certainly looks like Apple. When we look at, I heard you talking about Microsoft a little earlier. Now, they are doing extremely well. The Surface products jumped 25%. Of course, they just launched their brand new Surface product that's actually aimed at the low end of the market, where there are a ton of people already building this stuff already. But
it really is amazing how Microsoft is growing, man. Those numbers are crazy.
Right, and that's really the big money. But it's kind of funny to me that they're now a bigger hardware manufacturer than almost everybody else. And this is a fairly small percentage of what they do now, but they are shipping $1 billion worth of laptops or 2-in-1s or whatever you want to call them now.
Yeah.
They are going to be shipping some new stuff this fall. There's another version of the Xbox coming out, and I guess that's going to be quad HD on the output side for games, and probably a much beefier processor. Like you said, the services revenue is really starting to expand too. I guess we'll talk more about this when we come back.
Stay right there, folks. Dave and I are coming right back. We have the Dow right now down 4, NASDAQ off 4, S&P's off 2.5, gold's up $6. You get silver up 10 cents. King dollar is getting hammered down 7.57 at 94.180. Coming right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling a problem with us. Next slide Dave has up here is whaling. What's whaling, Dave?
Well, everybody knows what phishing is, right?
Yeah.
From getting their emails and stuff.
Sure.
Well, the crooks have figured out that going after a little money and mom and pop and mine and yours email isn't worth it. They've decided that it shouldn't be phishing, but they're going whaling, and they're going after giant corporations.
Okay.
And trying to get into the business of wire transfers and getting huge amounts of cash out. Numbers from the FBI showed in the last year that they got $12.5 billion out of U.S. corporations.
Now, is that through blackmail or is that through getting in people's bank accounts? How is it?
Getting into the corporate bank accounts.
Okay.
And doing wire transfers to other places, putting in phony.
So that means the banks are losing the money. That's intriguing because.
Well.
That's how it works.
No,
yeah.
I don't. I dug into this and couldn't really find out who's saying who lost what, but apparently these are that.
If someone comes into your bank account other than you, whether they even...
No, this isn't it. That's okay, I understand where you're going. They get into the system and put in their own IPOs. Not IPOs, what are they? Where you get paid. You send a bill to a corporation.
Okay.
Right?
I see.
They're putting in their own phony bills.
Oh, I love it. Oh, my God, that's sick.
Days,
I got it.
These people are kicking out their own checks and their own wire transfers to pay for things, and they don't know any the better because it was entered and everybody checked all the boxes.
This is what's happening there, folks. So pitch how this works. So and this is why, in the first case, if someone gets into your bank account and they wire money out of your bank account, you're covered. Bank has to cover that. What Dave is talking about, and this is intense because this is pretty easy to do sometimes. Remember, Dave, they used to do it with paper. Remember, they used to do it with paper. We used to get them all the time. Send you a bunch of papers, and if you pay 100 bills a month, okay, you sign off. Okay, I must have this. I must have. So they're they're putting bills into the accounting system. The accounting system is kicking them out, and someone in the company signing them. So, that's intense. Wow. Okay.
And so they figured out that it's a lot easier to make $5 million or $4 million by sending money to some bank account that 5 minutes after the money gets into it is closed.
Right.
And then it goes into double things. Now, this was on the heels of some other indictments last week. But in that indictment, too, I found it really interesting when you go into the reading and where they were going after a couple of people that had done this, that they do have the ability to track every transaction in Bitcoin now.
Okay.
So all the people that thought you could do anything anonymously, they apparently can now track every one of the Bitcoin transactions and pretty much figure out who it's going to. So
if they want you, man, they can get you. That's the bottom line. Yeah.
They did get remember the Silk Road thing with the dark web and all that?
Yes.
They finally tracked that guy down last week too, and apparently it was on the heels of him spending money on Bitcoin.
Okay.
Or maybe it's the week before.
Yeah.
And so the idea that any of that stuff now is anonymous, I don't know if some of the other ones are, but apparently Bitcoin isn't. There was some stuff in there that basically said how they tracked down a few of these people in it. But, you know, I looked and I thought, okay, so you got to figure this works a few times.
And Bitcoin's trading at 73.39 right now, folks.
Yeah. But you got to think that this has worked a few times, this kind of a giant thing where I'll just send you a God, what is it when you send somebody a bill? I'm trying to remember what they call it.
An invoice.
Yeah, it's an invoice, but there's another one that, I'll think of it.
Well, what happens is this. I can see how that can be done real easy. What ends up happening, large companies, bottom line, you know,
Right.
you have lots of bills. If it looks legit coming in, most times what happens, folks, is that if you're getting audited, the auditor wants to see either the CFO or the CEO signing off on each individual bill. And inside a larger company, what will end up happening is that there's different levels. And so, like if it's IBM, I'm sure that, you know, Ginny Romney's only signing off on bills that are probably $1 million. It goes down to the CFO, that's probably 100,000. Then what you're going to get managers on top of that. They're going to be signing off on bills on, you know, $20,000, $30,000, $10,000. And, you know, when you get to that level, more than likely, you know, imagine, you know, that you and me are like a manager, and like you got 500 bills in front of you every month, right? It's like, okay, you know, you get a little lazy, you just go up, sign, you pop it in, guess what?
Apparently that was it. They said it was a lot easier to get $1 million or more than it was to get $1 million or less. And I suspect because those people at the lower levels pretty much know what's going on. When you get to the higher levels, you don't.
Right.
But the ability for them to go into the accounting system and basically put in orders that seem extremely close to what everybody's already used to.
Sure.
So it doesn't, you know, it's not like we've got to go buy a bunch of pink flamingos here at this whatever company they are. They're buying, you know, 5,000 televisions from China.
Yep.
They'll just put in another bill for 5,000 TVs in China, and you know, maybe just the name's the same, but the routing number is different.
And I suspect once they're in it, what will end up happening, folks, what they'll do is that they're going to be, if they can get into the systems, they're going to look at the PO numbers. And most times you're getting paid off in the PO numbers. So that's
what I was thinking of, is the PO number. I couldn't remember what that was.
Right.
But yeah. That's, you know, everybody says, oh, there's the purchase order, and that's all we need.
Exactly. And that is all they need. That's how they work. There's no doubt, man. If you don't have a PO number from a big company, folks, you have nothing.
So anyway, everybody's figured out it's so much easier to get a lot of money than to try to, you know, force 5 or 10 grand out of individual accounts.
Yeah.
That they're everybody, at least not everybody, all the big hacking firms, especially in Western and mid Europe, are going after these big fund transfers. So I just thought it was very interesting in the fact that they've gone from calling it phishing to whaling.
Sure, exactly. Breaking news for Corning. Okay, what do we got?
Corning's coming out with their next version of Gorilla Glass, and you know, I've never dropped a smartphone, but I know everybody I see them. It looks like people take hammers after them. I don't know if they're just butterfingers with them, or they don't think much about them. Maybe I treat mine like it's, you know, even though it's not.
Yours is gold. Al's going to show mine right now.
Is yours beat up?
This is totally beat up. But guess what? It's been beat up for a year. I can. Hey, glass. It's all right. It hasn't cracked in half yet.
Anyway, it was pretty surprised because they're coming out with the next version of Gorilla Glass, and it can take 15 drops from 1 meter high and up to 2 times better than the.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, but guess what happens? And I thought of this at the same time when I was thinking about something else this week when I saw this. As the phones get slimmer, the manufacturers want the glass even thinner, which means that it breaks just as much.
Okay.
It kind of reminded me when everybody talked about airbags in cars.
Yeah.
And what you found out was, as soon as they saw those airbags in cars, people started driving 5 or 10 mile an hour faster.
Oof.
So even though they make it better, everybody kind of decides that, let's make it thinner.
Wow.
We could make it break less, but Gorilla Glass, or at least Corning, is just saying they just have now asked for it for as half as thin as it was before.
Yeah. Stay right there, folks. Dave and I come right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, come Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to be at the Traders Expo, Hyatt Regency in beautiful Chicago. We're talking with our man Dave Waite, and we're going to be talking the moon landing. Talk about...
Well, I just wanted to bring it up. It was on this day in 1969.
I was at Marine Corps Base Quantico. I remember it so well, man. Wild.
Well, I lived on Hawaii. We didn't get to see it because we didn't have connections like that. We had to see everything a day later.
That's wild, man. Oh.
Yeah.
Time. You gotta love it.
It is. What I wanted to bring up, though, I brought it up on my show earlier this week on it, was that the CIA was so worried that the Russians would figure out what we could do with video and how good we could make our video, that they purposely made boxes to feed the signal through to go out for everybody to see. So the original tapes that haven't been degraded actually existed, and they found them in the last couple of months, and they're on original 2-inch wide tape, so they'll have to turn them back into videos. We've seen a couple of them have popped up on what they've been able to do, but when we looked at them, they're kind of nasty and blurry, and of course, it's from the moon. You got to expect it. What we didn't know was they were so scared that the Russians would figure out that we could see what was sitting in a Jeep on a hilltop somewhere, that they made it really cruddy purposefully. And they almost threw these tapes away a couple of months ago, but they've come out. So they're going to be putting these through. And those kind of old and grainy videos are going to look much better when we see them in a couple of months out there.
Pretty
but
cool.
It's also been, what, 49 years now. It'll be 50-year anniversary. And it'll be 46 years since we had the last man put his foot on the moon.
Man.
And, of course, this week, NASA said we're going back.
Time.
Who knows?
Time is a funny thing, man. One thing you can't get back. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, man. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership, and fly with it. Everything you need's right inside you, folks. Have a blast with it. Look forward to speaking to you right back here, Monday morning, 9 o'clock. Go get them, folks.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.